Hello and welcome to episode number 7 of Mikey Finds Figures, collecting Star Wars episode number 7, and we are going to call this A Renewed Hope. So I stopped in at Happy Pappy's Action Figure Extravaganza to pick up a new figure to add to the Star Wars collection, a new complete figure. I had a 10% off coupon that I had gotten by text, so I wanted to use that before it expired, and we're going to hold off on just a few minutes on that figure, but I want to tell you guys the story of why this video is called A Renewed Hope. So I was at the counter and we were doing our transaction, and he had put it in a plastic Ziploc bag and asked if I wanted it in a shopping bag, basically. I said, nope, that's fine as long as it's in something so I don't lose another blaster. And that kind of like perked him up a little bit, and he goes, so what did you lose? And I said, well, I was here a few weeks ago and I had purchased an IG-88 and I lost the blue Imperial blaster somewhere between either the case and the counter or the counter and my vehicle. And I ended up getting a new one on eBay to replace it because I didn't want to call and claim that I lost something that was, a $25 accessory. And like I wouldn't believe that if I was the one receiving that call. So about that time, he reaches over to a counter, flips this blaster up on to the checkout counter, and he said he found it outside about 3 days ago. Okay, so I lost this almost 3 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember, it may have been 2 weeks ago today or 3 weeks ago today. It was on a Saturday and it's been a couple of weeks. So it has rained like monsoon 2 or 3 times since then. Like thunderstorms come through, just dumping some water. So the fact that this was still laying somewhere out in the parking lot and didn't wash away is incredible. And the fact that he had it back there, saving it, knowing that somebody would probably come back and ask for it, is also amazing. It's not something I expected, and I'm so thankful that I was able to get this because it is going to allow me to move some parts around and complete an additional figure in this video. So I think what's going to happen here, this blue blaster is going to, I've already pulled some stuff out of the case, so we're going to take IG-88's blaster, replace it with the one that was originally with him, and I did drop his rifle in the process. So now IG-88 is going to be complete the way that he was in the store when I bought it, which is fantastic. So now this other blue blaster, what we're going to do is the Mexican Lily Letty version of the Stormtrooper. Many of those did come with blue blasters, so it's not far-fetched to see a blue blaster with a Stormtrooper. So now that frees up a blue black blaster, Imperial blaster. So who am I going to put that with? You're about to find out. Stay tuned.
He doesn't like you.
Sorry.
Okay, so the figure that we are going to put this blaster with is going to be Walrus Man. And my Walrus Man, I mean, I could replace him because he does have a loose limb. His arms are a little bit loose. He does have some paint wear, but this is one of the original 4 figures that I had in my collection for a couple of years now. So just because of that fact, I am going to hold on to him. I mean, it's not like it's something I had in my childhood, but just because it is a figure that I've owned for a long time, I am very happy that we're going to be able to keep him in the collection as a complete figure. Okay, so that brings us to the entire reason for this trip today, and that is this little amazing Jawa with his little teeny hands, complete with cloth cape and his blaster. That is so cool. So the hood, he's already got a hood under there, but it's really cool that they did put these on there because people at Kenner did not think that kids would buy, you know, these figures, especially with the vinyl cape. They didn't think people were going to buy the vinyl cape, so they changed it to the cloth cape, and now the vinyl is very hard to come by and very, very valuable. So I'm super happy to add this to the collection. So let's look at the checklist, and we're going to change some pricing around here. We're going to start with that. So first, we have IG88 here, and I think it's only fair that we subtract that $25 from this figure. I think that's only fair, being that we've got the original blaster back. So the original price of $58.99, we're going to subtract $25. That's going to bring us to $33.99, which was the original price. Okay, so now we're going to take that $25 and we're going to move it to, well, first we're going to change Walrus Man to complete. And then we'll add $25 for his cost. So there we go. So now Walrus Man is complete. Okay, so let's jump up in here to the original 12. So we have Jawa. We'll show Jawa as complete. And we will put our price today, which was $49.49. It was actually 53 something with the 10% off. Actually, it still came out to about that 43, but we're not going to include the tax just because I don't believe I've included any tax on any of the figures to this point. So we're just going to put that in at $49.49. And that's now in there. So that puts him above Ben. That actually, now that IG88 dropped down, that may be the most expensive figure that I have at this point. But so we are at $437.21 for our total cost. And I'd even have to look at this point to see how many figures that is and give you guys like value per figure. We'll add that in here where you guys will see that, but it's going to be added in during editing. Okay, so let's get these figures added to the shelf. So here we go with our shelf, and we're going to add Walrus Man back there. Going to add Jawa. And we are starting to get a little bit crowded on this shelf. So I believe the next episode, if I don't push it back again, will be building some figure displays and adding them to this cabinet. And just one more time here, a little bit more zoomed in, looking at the collection as it stands right now at the beginning of August. Okay, I'd like to thank everybody for checking out this video. Go back and watch this entire series. I'm having a lot of fun putting this together and a lot of fun really adding to this collection. It's really been more fulfilling than what I would have ever thought it being. So leave me a big thumbs up. I appreciate that. Leave a comment down below. What was your favorite figure that got added to the collection today? And you know, let me know. Have you guys ever had any experiences like this where weeks later you were able to retrieve something that you had lost? Uh, I'm curious to know that. I like these stories, and I like to show everybody how amazing this community really is. But hey, guys, that's gonna wrap things up. I've taken enough of your time today, and I'll see you on the next episode.